Hello and welcome back. So let's talk government for a minute. The government is supposed to be keeping our freedoms safe, right? Making sure we have them, making sure that we keep them, not removing them, which is what they do. So, as governor, I've been thinking about it. What would I do? What would I change, right? And there's lots. Oh, I would love to redo the fast food industry. I would love to fix the food. I'd love to fix the housing market, the cost of living, and a lot of other things too. Unfortunately, I cannot share the solutions I've come up with because I don't want my running mates 4 years from now trying to steal my ideas. But I will talk about what's on my heart, and that's the families that live here. It's the hardworking Americans getting ripped off at their jobs. You see, we don't have incentives for working anymore. There's no retirement plan. There's no pension. That's a problem. What's even worse is that there's no guarantee that you're going to keep the job that you're good at. See, I know a lot of great men who were good at what they did and got fired for being wrongly accused of things or because the management didn't like them. This has to stop. The workforce is where my heart is. And through that, I can change livelihoods, I can change families, and give them what they deserve. People got in debt for trusting systems that lied to them. Some people got in debt because there's no other choice. I would love to look into a debt forgiveness plan. I would love to look into the housing market and a few other things. The cost of living is too much. It is $2,000 for a studio apartment in Oregon, specifically in Gresham, Oregon. It's too much. It's just too much. I want to fix the cost of living. I want to fix a lot of things. And it all starts with the workforce, to be honest with you. You fix that ordeal, and people can afford things again. I don't see the point in a marriage license. Never did. The marriage license, I believe, is the government's way of taking money from you on the day that should be your happiest. The government wants a hand in everything. Now, I do understand the importance of a hunting license and a fishing license because you're dealing with ecosystems. So yes, those I get the point of. Are they constitutional? I'm not sure. But a marriage license, to me, is unnecessary. There's a lot of laws that are unnecessary in Oregon, and some laws that contradict each other. Oregon, in a nutshell, is a contradiction because not even its own law enforcement understands the laws here. I've met great cops, I've met bad cops. The citizens here are very confused. The citizens here don't always have the answers for things because they don't get told the answers. They try and keep things a secret so that you look ignorant and you don't understand what's going on. I want to change that. I want to change it so that everybody knows when laws change, why they changed, and so everybody can understand. Heck, I'm okay with people even voting on laws. Should we have this in place? Should we not have this in place? I think that would be a great idea. In fact, In Oregon, we have that law. The issue is, they're laws that we're not voting for. They are laws that Kotek wants us to have as far as taxes are concerned, and we have to get enough signatures to fight it. I don't like that idea. I believe that the governor should have a website that the citizens can go to launch ideas or complaints and ask for change. I believe there should be something we can do as a state. Now, I don't know what else I can do, because I want to be able to have a retirement plan. I don't plan on doing politics forever. So I'd like to have some money for myself, right? So I thought about having businesses or a business while I'm governor. And it says that I can do that as long as it's not a conflict of interest, which I have to look into more on that. But the point is, you know how we go to places because they're recommended by somebody we trust, right? Well, that's kind of what I want to do again. I want people to go to the businesses that I'm a part of, that I know of, or that I can vouch for. So the businesses are good, and the business is good. People can go there and trust that they're going to get taken care of. So I just don't know what field I want to do that in. I also want to bring back muscle cars, and I'm talking about the old style, because I love character, I love chrome, I love muscle cars with the loud engines, the power. We don't have that anymore. So I want to bring back the car industry to Oregon, and I want it to be the way it used to be, where cars are made from real metal, harder to total and harder to break. This fiberglass stuff doesn't cut it for me. I want real cars. And I want vibrant colors. I don't want this black, gray crap. I want real American colors. If you look back at the 70s, even the 80s, you had a variety of different colored cars, and they look beautiful. These days, they want them all to be generic vehicles, generic models, or generic everything, leaving no character and no creativity. So I want to bring that back. And children need to have toy stores again. Not this online stuff, but actual physical toy stores. Back when I was a kid, we had KB Toys. We had Toys R Us. They've gone out of business. Toys R Us is still fighting by hanging out by a thread. But KB Toys is gone. We need to ensure that the future makes our kids happy. Oregon right now does not care if the citizens are happy. It has to stop. 2030, I want to get in there and fix things. I want to know exactly what the Oregon budget is. I want to learn about the economic part of it. I took economics. It's very fascinating to me. I loved the class. But I want to learn about Oregon's economics. And as you know, I've been doing some research about Oregon and found out that the history of Oregon is bleak. It was never on the right side of history. Ever. So I want to fix that. I desperately want to fix that. I want to make Oregon strong and innovative. There's a lot we can do here. We got Portland. Portland's a great opportunity place, but it's been wrecked. I know veterans are not being taken care of. I want to fix that. Burn victims. I know a few burn victims. I want to fix that as well. Help them out more. The state needs to get back to the communities. The state needs to give back to orphanages, needs to get back to the roots and help families thrive. There is no reason why families can't afford vacations. No reason. I believe every family is entitled to be able to afford vacations. If they can't, then ask yourselves why. Well, it might be because of the kind of job they have. Regardless of what kind of job they have, they should still be able to afford it. If they can't, the job's not the problem. The price is the problem. So, there's a lot I want to fix. There's a lot. Oregon deserves better. Its citizens deserves better. And I'm tired of these people not showing the citizens the respect they deserve. We used to have a one-family income and it worked. Nowadays, you need two incomes to make it. That's counterproductive. It really is. The home suffers if a parent isn't there. The kids suffer if a parent isn't there. School systems have failed in raising your kids. I want to redo the school system, the education system in Oregon. I would love to fix what they're being taught. I believe history class should teach the history of Oregon, as well as teach about American history. But it needs to start teaching the history of its state, so people understand and children learn this stuff. It's important. These talking points that they've been talking about are always the same talking points, you know? They're the same talking points because they don't live the same lives we do. Politics has been their career and their lives for a very long time. They've been programmed for this position. And a lot of people, they see the governor as just a title that they can put on their resume for the higher seats. I don't want a higher seat. I don't want Senate, Congress, even the president. I don't want it. All I want to do is be the governor of Oregon so the citizens here have a fighting chance to have their freedoms back, so they can live and stop surviving, stop existing, but actually live. That's what I want. I also want to be seen as unforgettable. I want everybody, whoever doubted me, whoever told me I wasn't going to do this or that, who told me I wasn't good enough, to eat those words. Just as any motivational speaker will say, you have the power. Well, in this case, I do. But every great leader knows that they can't be a leader without anybody to lead. Which is why these politicians are failing the test. The American people don't back them. Yet they're in power. Why? They took the power without justice, without cause. They took it because they were selected, not elected. The American people did not back them or vote for them. Did anybody know that we had foreign people in our government? Did we vote for them? I don't remember that. I don't remember how these people got in office. Do you? Do you remember voting for people like this? People who don't have papers, don't have a birth certificate here, don't have a social security card, yet they're in our government. Did we vote for this? I didn't. A lot to think about, a lot to consider. I would like to investigate insurance companies, doctors, lawyers, and find out how deep the corruption goes. I would like to leave no stone unturned when it comes to corruption in Oregon. I know names of corporations and doctors I've come across that are worth investigating. I want to be the voice for every injured American in Oregon who's on workman's comp and not treated fairly, who's been robbed, cheated out of their own money, hard-earned working money, because they got injured on the job by somebody else, not caring about their well-being. Could be manager, could be another coworker, regardless. I want to fight for them. I would love to see everybody who got ripped off by the system get the money they're owed. These are talking points that the other candidates will not have, because they didn't live it. They didn't go through what the guy did. How many people get to watch their own family fall apart like that? First it's you that gets injured. Then it's your dad. Now you're both injured for 6 years on the sidelines, and you can't work. Not all the time. Not like you used to. You can't help your youngest kid, youngest brother, grow up the same way that you raised your other kids. You can't roughhouse and play with them because you've got a bulge tear in your lower back. You can't throw the ball, you can't sword fight or teach your little brother what you learned because you tore ligaments in your shoulders. For 6 years, you've lost time, memories, all because of how corporations handle injuries. No other candidate can speak about these things that I've witnessed, lived through, unless they've gone through it themselves. Oregon needs a strong leader. It needs a man of action, not a man of talk. Negotiations are fine, but you need to have people skills. Without them, you fail. Now, I want to visit Oregon people and talk to them. I'd love to open up a conversation, a place that we can all talk about things, so I can hear your stories and hear your experiences and see what I can do to help. That's the way it should be. As governor, I would have a lot of power that no one's using right now, because they want the corruption to keep going. I'd have the power to fix a lot of things. Insurance companies, especially auto insurance, rips people off all the time. Phone companies rip you off. I could fix that. More than likely I could fix it. I could make cars affordable again. I could launch investigations into every company and find out why people were fired. And if it was an unjust reason, I can fix it. There's a drug issue here too, as well as a homeless issue. I want to see that fixed. I've got lots of plans for the future. I would love to throw a governor's ball and have fun. Renaissance fairs are a big deal these days. Oregon used to have a few of them. Did you know that? Oh yeah, I was in one. I went to one when I was a kid. I enjoyed it. Good memories. It was in Salem. I'd bring that back. It would really help with the tourist attraction too. Oregon had a lot of places tourists would visit. So I want to bring back tourism to my state. I don't know if the funds have been mismanaged. Probably have, though. But they spent a lot of money remodeling a school near me. They also decided to construct a new library. And I'm concerned because of how deep the basement is. I don't know why a library needs to have that kind of deep basement, but it has one. It's still under construction right now. Is that a waste of taxpayer money? Probably. Hard to say. But I do want that job. So I can be your voice. And fix this state. And put it on the right track. Right now, we have so many people hurting. 6 years ago, I was told that this place I was working for had a lot more workman's comp cases than mine. She told me she had stacks of paperwork. Stacks. That should not be the case. There needs to be an investigation then. At this location that I was working in, people lost limbs, fingers. 4 people have died. Get hit by trucks while crossing the street on their phones. It's not a safe work environment, clearly. So it needs to be investigated. A lot of companies have policies that violate Oregon law. And if you go to report them, well, nothing happens. Because the corporation in charge of this, the labor laws and all other stuff, Bully and a few other ones, they don't care. OSHA doesn't care to some degree either. So, there needs to be a thorough investigation launched. We need to fix the workforce here. We need to fix how people treat their employees. And I know lots of bosses that did not have people skills. Tons of them. And I'm not the only one. I know there's many people in Oregon that had this problem. So as governor, I would fix it. Oh, I would. I would enjoy making sure people were treated fairly. I would crack down on the police force too. I don't mind sending them back to the academy even. They're going to learn the laws and enforce the laws. Not their own, but the laws that Oregon has deemed lawful. That's what I want to see happen. I want judges investigated. I want the whole justice system investigated. Judicial branch is a very important branch of government. And it should have respect. But it can only have respect if the people running it are respectable. And unfortunately, they're not. In many cases, they're not. I want to see it be respectful again. I want to see Oregon be in the news with positive headlines. Oregon has been hit with negative headlines for years now. And it started with Antifa. It started with a lot of things that should not have happened. But we didn't have anybody strong enough to deal with it. We had people that encouraged it. That's what's wrong with our state right now. It's got the wrong leadership. And we didn't vote for it. I would also crack down on voter fraud. I would. I would enjoy doing it too. I would enjoy making people feel safe and heard. There's so many plans I have, so many things I'd love to see happen. I got 4 years. 4 years to go on to try and get another podcast. 4 years to try and turn this around. 4 years. I hope I can do it. I have 4 years to listen to people, 4 years to do my research, 4 years to try and make a difference. Before I can make a really big difference for hopefully 8 years. I would plan to run for 8 years and then be done with it. I may stay on as an advisor or a consultant, but I wouldn't make this a career for me. Once I'm done, I'd like my own home. I don't know, a few acres of land. And raise my family. That would be my retirement plan. There's a girl I know. She's great. We chose different lives, though. But I have a strong feeling that being governor gets me that much closer to getting her. At the very least, having more time with her. As of right now, haven't seen her in 11 years. I miss her. But with my life went, I couldn't really spend time with her. I can't drive yet. My body's in no shape to drive right now. So it makes sense. She's in finance. She's very busy. And it made me think about getting a better, more important job, you know? We've always been very competitive, so being governor kind of seems fitting. I don't know what the future holds, but I do know this. Oregon needs to be taken off of life support. It needs a strong leader that can't be bought. I don't care about the money. I don't need money. I lived long enough without it. My philosophy is this: so if you've got money, there are people out there that want the money you've got, so it's better not have money at all. And I live that very, very well. However, I know that in my family, the only thing that's stopping us from reaching our full potential is money. Not having it has really hindered us of not being able to express ourselves or go out and do things that we've always wanted to do. So, being governor, that would change. That's something that would definitely change. And no, the taxpayers would be paying for our vacations. They would be paying for anything. In fact, like I said, I'd try to get rid of taxes as much as I can, you know. When you remove one revenue of money or income, you have to replace it with something else. I don't know what that something else is quite yet. But like I said, there are a lot of things I'll know more of once I get into office. What matters right now is righting wrongs that's been done here and taking care of my family and your family. If you live in Oregon, please contact me. Tell me your story. Tell me how I can help once I'm governor. Tell me something. I'll hear your story. A lot of people turn people away because, oh, you sound like a victim. You sound like somebody that's caused their own problems. Even so, if they've learned from their mistakes and they're trying to do something new and get themselves back on track, what's the harm in listening? What's the harm in trying to help? Everybody deserves a second chance in life. And the banks are partly to blame for this. They don't forgive. They don't have a forgiveness policy at all. They have no second chances, really. They're very cutthroat. And I want the banks investigated too. They're part of the problem. I would love to see the lobbyists get removed. But I don't know. Don't know. Like I said, there's a lot that needs to be changed. Lots of things fixing. And I reckon that I can do most of it that I want to accomplish in a matter of a few months, if not one. But that means that the rest of Oregon has to follow suit. I'd also be very tough on crime, too. I want my people safe. And I want to make it very clear. If you decide to commit a crime, then you decide to throw away your rights for that crime. See, because criminals don't have rights. Look at felons, for example. If you get a felony on your record, what happens to you? Oh, well, you can't vote. You can't own a firearm. You can't own weapons like that. So there's a lot of things that happens when you commit certain crimes. You get your rights removed. It's a privilege to have those rights. They can't be taken from you. If you abuse your rights, they can be taken from you. And that has to happen. There are too many people out there that believe that they're above the law. They believe that they can do whatever they want. There has to be an end to it. Look at these politicians, for example. Do you think that any of them have the spine, the integrity, the honor to do the right thing? They don't live like us. They don't think like us. They think like politicians. They talk like politicians. I don't like political speak. I don't speak it. I speak American. I speak normal. These fancy words that you have to look up to find what they mean, it's not common knowledge. But they do it to make themselves sound smarter, more educated. Who cares? Who cares? Say what you mean. Say it in ways we'll understand. So we can treat you like a normal human being. Because you don't sound human to us. You sound fake. I don't like it. You'll never catch me speaking politician. I speak American. I speak for the Americans. Because those are the people that voted for me. They're the ones that want me in that chair to make the decisions, to help them out, to be their voice. So I'm asking, make me your champion. Vote me in 2030 so that I can make a difference for you, for my family, and for the future of Oregon. It's on life support right now. It's in desperate need of a change. And I also encourage the other people around my age, rise up, run for office in some way. The problem with running for mayors and city hall and even any kind of board is that you're always going to answer to someone. And so you may not be allowed to make the kind of change you want to see happen. You may not be able to help out your community the way you want. You may not be able to help out the children that you want to help out. There are people with good hearts out there, and they can't make the kind of change, the kind of difference they want, because there's always somebody stopping them. That's why I'm going for governor. So I don't have to answer anybody. What I say goes. And I can turn this state around. So if you live in Oregon, think about what I said. Start a conversation. I don't mind listening to your stories, your complaints. I don't mind looking for a solution. The people of Oregon have lost a lot of faith in the Justice Department, and doctors, and insurance companies, and all of it right now. Because too many Americans got burned. They can't even trust the food they're eating right now. And food is a sacred trust. So I get it. That's why I'm here to fight for you, with you, so we can change the system in our favor. I think about the past presidents and what an inspiration they were. George Washington would fight with his soldiers. He would lead them into battle, on the battlefield. Because he believed he would die with his men. He would not have his men do what he was not willing to do himself. It's a great man. We've had a lot of great men in this country. A lot of great men run this country. But we've also seen some not so good men as well. That happens. I've got ideas and plans. For example, what if the states started working together, sharing resources, meeting up once a week or whatever, governor and governor, making offers, making trades. That way, if there's another government shutdown, it doesn't affect them as much because they're working together. Just a thought. Don't know if it's possible, but it's just a thought. It's a thought that nothing's been done about. I mean, I don't remember hearing about how states have worked together and shared resources and stuff. I've never heard about that. I've heard that we have stores that have trucks that go from state to state, sure. But did any states actually cut direct deals and work things out? Don't know. If the states were to act more like more like the United States, then you would have a better system. The ultimate goal is to remove government overreach by making the states work together and support each other. I think that would be a great idea. It takes negotiation, it takes brand new ideas to change things. And I don't trust the government we have right now to make good business deals or good choices for us. So I'm asking the good people of Oregon to vote for me in 4 years. I'm asking you to back this channel, back my podcast, talk to me, start conversations, and let's have a wonderful discussion about the future of Oregon and work together to save it. Couldn't hurt to try. So thank you for watching and listening. As always, like, comment, subscribe, start conversations. I'd love to hear more from you guys. As of right now, I have seen that my channel has reached 1.3K views and has decided that my audience is 100% male and between the ages of 25 to 34. So thank you. I forget the percentage of Americans. I think it's 37% American and 4% UK. So that's pretty cool. Thank you all for your support. I've also seen I've got 82 shares. I don't have a lot of likes. I don't have a lot of comments. But 82 shares? Wow. Thank you guys so much. Really. I did not expect this to go as far as it has so quickly. I mean, I know that my X account got really huge very fast, but I didn't expect YouTube to go this fast. So, thank you all for your support. It means a lot to me. And I do want to go live sometime. I do want to do some fun activities and things and show more of my personality, because these videos don't do it justice in my opinion. So thank you all. If you want to see more content, follow. Could always use more followers. And ask questions or start conversations. Tell me what kind of videos you want to see. Maybe I can make a video on your question to give you a better answer to things and help you out. There's lots that I can do. I just need the right followers and the right fan base to make it happen. So, thank you all for watching, listening, and supporting. I really appreciate it. See you in the next one.